Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So today I'm going to talk about Chinese art glass. When I'm doing my videos out and about quite often, not at the glass fair really, but other places, in the UK especially, I see a lot of Chinese art glass and also I see it quite often come up on Facebook and people are very dismissive. And I've actually sometimes downright rude about it. And the problem with the Chinese art glass is that, as I previously said, context is everything. When you know who the maker is, when it was made, who the designer is, that adds value to a thing, okay, in the second-hand market, which is where we're at with vintage, etc., etc. So, yeah, so with Chinese stuff, you can go, I think that's Chinese, and that's about all you've got really quite often. I've been working a few bits and pieces out, but I don't know who the designers are, and I don't know if any of it's like one mastermind or if there's just like some bod out on the factory that does, I'll do this design and another bod does another design or whatever. You know what I mean? There's no context behind the piece and the philosophies, etc., etc., what they're doing. Sometimes with the older pieces like the China National Import Export, yeah, it goes right. Oh no, China National Light Products Import Export Corporation Plum Blossom range. They have these little handles on them, which are like Chinese vases, not with the bronze ones and all the pottery ones that you see with little handles on. So you know that they're kind of like influenced by their own cultural history. But with a lot of the modern stuff, you don't know what their influence is. Some of it is similar to other things, some of it is just like different to anything else I've seen or looked at or that I don't know of. It's difficult. So the question is it any good? Are they just... And some people say, oh yeah, they're knocking up. But I have one piece of Chinese art glass that was given to me as a present, so I didn't rush out and buy this thing. And when I look at it closely, I'm thinking, oh, there's a lot going on here. So I thought what I'd do is I'd show you the piece of glass that I've got, and also I've managed to find a couple of places online where you can figure out who things were made by, and actually some of them I've seen them out and about and gone, oh. And now that I think back and I found this online, I'm thinking back and I'm thinking, oh, I know who that was by now. Or sometimes I'm actually knowing who it is because I've seen it on Facebook and people put it on and I go, oh yeah, this is by blah, 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 blah. So anyway, let's go and have a look at this piece of glass that I've got, and then we'll have a look at some online references and then I'll wrap up. Thank you. So this is the vase I have. I was given it as a present, and yeah, so let me show you inside. It's white inside. Okay, so let me tell you about what I think is going on here. So we've got white glass inside. This mottled blue effect seems to be floating on top of it. So they've got white glass, then they've dipped it into clear, then they've rolled it into some broken blue glass, which they've melted into the surface a bit more. And then I think they've put a little string of glass, wrapped it around the very base. Then they've dipped it into this brown broken pieces of glass like this. And then they've pulled it up like this, so that what would have been originally straight round has gone right, and it's like feathers. See, look, they've done it 3 times. And then you can actually see some bumbles there. It is actually cased underneath. If you look, I don't know if you can see. Can I get the light to shine through it? Go on, shine through. No, I can't. But anyway, it is cased. There is another clear layer on top of that. I think that makes 6 layers. Putting it back into the furnace to make like this blue ground crunchy bits soft. you know, they're pulling and stripping, yeah, putting it back into the furnace to smooth out, because obviously this has been put on as a clear piece of glass that they then smoothed into the surface and pulled and then smoothed into the surface, and then they've coated it again. So yeah, there's quite a bit of work going on that. Didn't happen instantly. You'd need some skill. There is a bit of haste though, because there are some bubbles trapped around the base that you wouldn't normally be. Not sure most people would accept that. You can just see a little row of bubbles there. I don't know if they're supposed to be there or not, but there's a lot going on. So it wasn't like a rush job. It is, because it's got some of this in it, but anyway, there's some work gone into it. It's not fantastic design. I've actually refilmed this because I knocked it over, managed to catch it, but yeah, that's not good. This will become rare. The other thing you'll notice about Chinese glass is they polish out the pontil, but they never fully polish it, so it's like matte. Can you see that? So yeah, but that is quite a lot of glass to be sitting on such a narrow space. And the fact that I've actually knocked it over while filming this just tells you, yeah, it's not a fantastic. It's just for looks. You wouldn't put flowers in it because it would tip over if the flowers are leaning one way or the other. So it's just for looks. I don't know if I like it. It's quite nice, but doesn't really go with everything else I got. So, but anyway, I just thought I'd show you that actually some thought and design has gone into it, and I don't think it's quite like anything else I've seen. Maybe someone might dispute that or not, I don't know, but I think it's different enough for me to sort of, I've punted around on the internet when I first got it, trying to think out where's this from, etc, etc, etc. I've come to the conclusion that it is Chinese, especially. This was quite a few years ago before I was making these videos and things, so I know a bit more now, but yeah, I couldn't find anything like it. So yeah, so anyway, that's my piece of Chinese art glass that I have. So I'm looking at Alibaba now for one of the current glass makers, Dalian Crystal Coast Glass. I don't know if this is the same people that were making the glass in the 70s. Might be. They were called Dalian, but Crystal Coast, I've not seen that before. Anyway, so if we look here, I actually picked a few things out, and this one here makes me think, I wonder if they made the vase that I have, just because of the shape. It's very similar, and you can see the clear bit at the bottom there. You can see that shows you that it's cased as well, so I don't know how they did all the striping and stuff, but anyway, but I picked out a few bits. So there's this one here as well, so there. See what else they make. Things like faceted cased glass, so they're doing these little, not seeing anybody else do those. I've seen something similar but not exactly like that. Then there's this one, which is a kind of variation on the other one. We were looking at this one here. You can see what the kind of stuff they're producing today. There's another one. Yeah, I think I've seen things like this with this effect on. And what are we doing a lot? Oh yes, so this is another maker, High Top Crystal Crafts. Now what's interesting is I've seen that they used to have a website and it doesn't seem to be working now. Everything seems to point you straight back to Alibaba, which is what this is. So yeah, so you can see what they've got here. On the website that they had, you could see that they're a cutting shop, so I don't think they're making the tops here. They're making all of the bases. So they're buying in the tops, making the bases, and they did a service for engraving as well. So, but yeah, there was a picture in their factory and you could see it was all cutting shop, and there weren't a million workers there. So, but obviously this is showing you where these drops that you see, sometimes you see them on the bases and sometimes you don't. This is a new one. Yeah, I've not seen that one at all anywhere. What else have I found? No, that's still them. There's also lots of contact information if you ever wanted to buy their stuff. So Dalian does have its own website that's not part of Alibaba. Dalian Crystal Clothes, blah blah blah, and something else that they make. Anyway, that also High Top don't have a website anymore, but they do have Facebook group. So, and there's this little interesting post on the High Top Crystal Crafts. This is in the art glass trophy section, and yeah, so this is what they're currently making. When was this posted? Oh no, this is a couple of years ago, so they're not exactly keeping this up to date, but it's nice to get a run through of the kind of things they make, and you'll see some of these, like I think I've seen this orangey thing. You'll see these quite a lot. I've seen quite a few of these with and without the bases. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen this one. I've seen these ones. Haven't seen this. You get the idea. There's quite a few. I've seen these. I've seen these as well. So some of these are obviously being imported to the UK and some are not. Haven't seen that. That's a weirdy one. Anyway, you get the idea. You can have a quick flick through. So if you get an idea of what they're making, you can always come back and have a look and see what's going on. So that's that. So that's pretty much. It's been very. I presume if I could type in Chinese, I could track down a load more Chinese glass companies, but I can't. So this is what I've been able to find, really. There are older references I have for the China National Light Industrial Products Import-Export Corporation, and also for Dalian Glass, but I don't know if it's the same one. I think on here, if I go back here, oh no, this is High Top. I think this on their website it's just called, oh no, I've seen it somewhere just called Dalan, so as opposed to Dalian. So I don't know if that's a spelling mistake on someone's part, but anyway, there you go. So you go a quick look at Chinese art glass. Yeah, it's difficult because theoretically at the moment it would be the stuff to collect if you knew what you were doing, and we don't. So if someone were to produce a big reference book showing you all of the stuff and who the designers were and all that, a bit like we had for Whitefriars, yeah, people might start collecting, because some people like to know what they're doing and just not just, you know, there's some people that just want the look, and there are other people that they're collectors, and just like me, I want to know what I'm doing, what I'm collecting. I have an interest in design as well, but I don't even know what they think they're doing from a design point of view aesthetically. So yeah, it doesn't feel, obviously there's some artifice in it. Are some of them better quality than others? I have seen, I didn't include it, there's another company I have a contact for, and but theirs is just really mass produced, like just mold blown stuff, nice patterns and everything, but yeah, I don't think that would ever be collectible. But the sort of like the handmade glass could be a collectible, but we don't know what it is, who it's by. I've shown you a couple, but even then you can actually see what the original prices were at least, and it's not expensive. But then when I started collecting glass 30 years ago, I used to buy Whitefriars bark vases and stuff like that, and totem vases for under a tenner and give them as presents to my sister. She's got a lovely collection. But yeah, you can't do that anymore. Things have changed. And in a way, there's probably no more skill in those than there is in these. So yeah, it's an interesting thought. But anyway, with that said, the references I used will be in the description below. Please remember to like and subscribe because it really does help my channel. And thank you for watching. Have a good night. Good night.